Good morning. Good motivational Monday morning on this dreary September morning here in Maryland. It's still beautiful and gorgeous. It is an amazing day that I hope finds you well rested, ready to take on this day and this week and these moments, these amazing moments that matter in present moment. This message has been one that is interesting for us. And it's one that is about faith. The reminder of faith, the reminder of things that are happening and occurring around us that just sometimes don't make sense, but then eventually make perfect sense. And it's just trusting in divine order and trusting in the things that are happening in this world and to you and around you, and understanding what's going on, because there's a lot of shifts that are happening in this world right now. And we can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up. This morning has been a reflection, just time, and really tightly in the last 90 days or so, things have been amazing, and there's miracles that have been happening all around. I've been working with clients that there's cancer patients, there's traumas that have occurred. I'm working with somebody currently that has some serious injuries within their body that are just healing. They're healing through breath, through consciousness, through focus, and through faith. So the message for us, and what we should reflect on, and the lesson is to think in moments, reflect over the past 90 days or so, if you will. And then in moment, reflect on what's happening in things that seem out of the ordinary, that just happen, that guide you to exactly where you need to be. I'm going to give you an example you just can't make this stuff up. So last week, I was waiting for a client, and it was a late client. And it was unusual, but I kept getting this nudge. I'm like, I should call her to verify that she's coming, because I just had this intuition, gut feeling that she wasn't coming, that she wasn't going to show. And it was a late client, but it was like this back and forth battle. No, don't call her, don't call her. So anyway, I just ultimately listened and didn't call. I waited for her to come. Well, at about 6:15-ish, I opened the door to the spa with Brittany, who is the lead esthetician at Serenity Salt Spa. We were walking outside, and there was a woman that was getting out of her car. And I said, hey, and I said, are you? And I said the client's name. She said, no, that's not my name, but I have a 6:30 appointment. This is my name. And I said, okay, well, come on in. I'll get you in. So as I was sitting and talking to this client, what was booked for the time period in which we were supposed to be together was 30 minutes. As I was speaking to her in preparation, she says, no, I booked 60. And I said, oh, okay. I wasn't anticipating that. Had a long drive home. I drive about 2.5 hours to get to where I live from Serenity Salt Spa in Forest Hill. So I had, in my mind, prepared timing, and it was a little off, but I knew in that moment, I'm like, it's okay. It's only 30 minutes. It's not a big deal, and I want to help her. And being with her and talking to her and doing the assessment prior to going in and connecting in and aligning with soul, I knew we needed to work together. I was excited to help her. So not a big deal. But again, it was all of these weird things. And she had been outside and didn't want to knock on the door early because she didn't want to disturb me. Just like I was getting that nudge not to call the client because I was afraid to bother her as well. So session happened. It was amazing. It was an incredible healing session. And this client, I'm so excited. I get to work with her again in another few weeks. She's going to be coming in regularly as we really honed in on some things that needed to have some movement and some energy so that she can feel much, much better in healing. So about 30 minutes after the session, I'm driving home and I get a phone call from Brittany. And Brittany says, Sharon, you're not going to believe this. She says, the client that was originally booked for you at 6:30 called at 6:35 while you were in session with this other client to say she had forgotten her appointment. The client that I was working with had actually had an appointment that was booked at another salt spa, not ours. So it was all of these things that happened And had we not both followed our intuition and instinct and made phone calls or just didn't trust what was happening, we would have missed this opportunity to really work together and to help her in healing. Can't make this stuff up. That's just an example of something that just occurred. And I'm sure that you can reflect on things that have occurred for you, like I said, in the last 90 days. That's the message for us and the lesson and the guidance for us to do so that we can bring back our faith. So in those moments that we're questioning things or why things happen and we're so frustrated, and then all of a sudden we remember this thing that happened, and had that not occurred, we wouldn't have found some joy. We wouldn't have found the right path. We wouldn't have found the right alignment or connection with somebody or something. Do you get it? Can't make this stuff up. We talk about coincidences. I don't believe in them. I believe everything is in divine order and serendipitous. That's just my firm belief, because everything happens as it should. If it didn't, it wouldn't be, because you can't change what's already occurred. Make sense? We just have to have faith. Have full faith every day. Have faith in what's occurring. Be present so that we can acknowledge and align with what's going on. And ultimately, align with our faith of love. With love, knowing that everything is in direct support of everything that we want in our life. Ultimately, that is joy. Ultimately, it is the highest vibration there is, love. Love within that we can then reflect out. I hope this message resonates. I hope it makes sense. I send you so much love, so much energy, and so much passion this week. I hope you get everything you want. Remember, it's choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. Until next week.